Once again, a very good morning and welcome as we are getting ready for the Star Radio UK morning program. I'd like to ask everyone to share the program. In the next 26 minutes, we'll be having our guest, Dr. NGOZI ORABUEZE, the Chief of Staff to the Biafra government in the United States of Biafra, that will join us on this platform and the Star Radio, where it is all going to be going down later on this morning. So please share the program and let's also follow the news update from Nigeria, where it is all happening as well. So let's first take you straight to some of the events that occurred right there in Finland some few weeks ago.
Biafra! All hail Biafra! All hail the United States of Biafra! Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We made it. We made it. That's why we are Biafrans. What we did, we shocked them. We shocked the world. This is to show the world that what we do is not determined by an individual. When the spirit of Biafra leads us, we move non-stop. In the Independence Week. It could last a week, it could last 2 weeks, it could last 3 weeks, it could last a month, but that 29th of November is sacrosanct. And there was a reason Biafrans decided to shock the zoo, and we did it. Because of the history of this Biafra Republic government in exile and de facto, because of the lies and some of these little things they did to our PM, we can't trust nobody. We can't. Don't trust me. I'm not begging nobody to trust me. Yeah, and I'm not going to trust you, you know. But we, as Biafra, we are going to start to learn to trust each other. So, on behalf of our Prime Minister, His Excellency, the Obadobie, the Peace Ambassador, Anongan Kampi, His Excellency Simon Eber, we Biafrans, we thank you and we greet you for bringing freedom to the United States of Biafra. Finland says, with their local zoo agents hanging around Finland, that our Prime Minister is inciting us. Inciting is the word. And they think if he doesn't talk to us, if they take away his phone, if they don't allow him to talk to any of us, then we are not going to be incited, right? That was their thought, right? That was their mentality. Just like the zoo thought that when they take Onyendu and lock him up, we are not going to talk about Biafra anymore. Nobody is going to say anything about our freedom anymore. That is their mentality. So that little children's mentality that went into the Nigerian zoo government is now seeping into Finland somehow. But we have a message for them. If I am gone today, there are people that will be more deadly than me that will rise up to move this struggle. That is something they do not understand, or they do understand, but they think they can suppress us. They think with these little shenanigans they can down our spirit. They think with all those maneuvers for Africans to continue to be the slave to the white man, they can continue to reap our resources, drill our mineral resources, take our oil reserves by intimidating us. I have a word for the Western world. Western world. This club of Africans you have at this time, you can never intimidate them. We are fearless. We are intelligent. Economically stable. We have the money to match you, man to man, fire to fire, money to money, anywhere you bring it. To let us build our countries, to help us build our communities, to let our people enjoy those things that all of us here are offering and helping you in the first world, whatever country we are in the diaspora, whatever we are helping you to build in this country outside, we want to take it home to our people. Statement. It is fair. It's a fair statement. We can always come and visit you. We can always come and visit our businesses we have in diaspora. But we must go home and establish our homes. We cannot continue to have the best doctors in the world in diaspora, the best nurse practitioners, the best nurses, the best engineers, the best lawyers, and they are practicing in diaspora while our own people back home, they are dying of high blood pressure, diabetes, basic health care. They are not getting it. And you think if you are working with any foreign government, just like Michael Rubin, our guest speaker, is trying to tell the international leaders right now, including Finland, if you think that these people that have been in Finland for the past 3-4 days, we have been in Finland, we have been making us, we have been talking, we are looking for those that think that what we are doing is wrong. We want them to come out. ask if the Nigerian government under President Tinubu, if they like to hold our leader Nnamdi Kanu for the next 100 years. If Finland, that is known as one of the freest countries in the world, could succumb to this little child's play being engineered by Nigerian agents in this Finland that are some Biafrans too, if they succumb to this, then they've dented their image. But we Biafrans, we hold Finland at a very high esteem. And we will watch how this is going to play out between Finland, Biafra, and Nigeria government. And at the end of the day, they will know that Obatobie, this little thing they did to him, thinking it's gonna hurt him, hurt us, it has made us.
Asha.
Well, we are still about 20 minutes away to the Star Radio UK interview exclusive with the Chief of Staff of the United States of Biafra government, where we're going to be having Dr. Uh, NGOZI ORABUEZE. As we're getting ready, we're going to find more of a discussion in the last week, just as the convention have just completed itself. Right now, we are still 20 minutes away to that exclusive interview of the Star Radio UK network. I'd like to appreciate every one of you that have joined us this morning. Please share the program and invite others to do so. We are streaming on multiple platforms on the Koikimedia, and I believe we can listen to her again right here when she spoke. Let's see if we can bring this in. I believe this was during the convention as well. Let's listen to her one more time
The
again.
United States of Biafra. Thank you so very much. All right, we continue to conclude. Our independence is here today. On behalf of the Prime Minister, His Excellency, Eba Simon Njako Obadobie, the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, Now, therefore, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, His Excellency Eba Simon Njako, by virtue of the authority and pursuant of the issues and principles recited above, do hereby solemnly proclaim that the territory and region under the 40 Confederated States of Biafra, together with her continental shelf and territorial waters, shall henceforth regain her independence and act as an independent sovereign state with the name and title of the United States of Biafra. The people of the United States of Biafra want to be free in a country where the police and the military are sworn to the Constitution and not to the president, head of state, politicians, or anyone else, where no man is above the law, where the police and military are empowered to question inhumane orders from unscrupulous politicians. And if such order is to invade a community and kill everyone there, they will say, hell no, what are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? The United States of Biafra, as an independent country, joins the United States of America in proclaiming that all men are created equal. With certain inalienable rights, including the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Can you scream? The United States of Biafra envisions a country where peace, unity, equity, and progress shall prevail. My fellow Biafrans, let's join hands and make it a reality. God bless you, and God bless the United States of Biafra. Eba Simon Njako. At this time, we are going to call on the Chief Justice of the United States of Biafra, Attorney Jen Iwuze, to confirm this declaration. Okay, let's read it. Yeah. Fellow Biafrans, I hereby mention the 40 states of the United States of Biafra: Aba State, Adoka State, Afema Igoromigodo, Ahoda, Abaki Oro, Alanso, Aludo, Anioma, Branem, Calabar, Ebonyi, Ebube, Edo, Eda, Enugu, Epie, Esan, Igodo, Esani, Iden, Igodo, Idun, Iban, Igala State, Ibani State, Ika State, Ikemba State, Ikom State, Ikunisia State, Idayanan, Iwere State, Iwuroha State, Odumegu State, Ogbia State, Ogoja State, Orabuenyi State, Ohuku State, Okigwe State, Omambala State, Olu State, Owerri State, Kwa State, South Atlantic State, Uroba Isoka State. Welcome to the 40th state of the United States of Biafra.
Thank you. We have heard of all the grievances that have been read here today. The untold hardship of our people that they have gone through, the lives that the lives that have been lost, the lives that we are still losing. As a member of cabinet, I stand here to affirm, on the basis of the grievances and of the referendum, for our forefathers, for this generation, for the next generation to come, I affirm the declaration and restoration of the United States of Biafra.
It's okay. Just raise it. Yeah.
All right, sorry, we got a cut short there because we need to switch to the Star Radio UK network where we will be hosting this exclusive interview with Dr. NGOZI ORABUEZE if all the networks and everything goes as planned. So I need to get to you to the Star Radio UK where Archie is already on, and then that way we can start.
Able producer, Mr. Francis Emmanuel Chini, good morning to you, all the reverends. I salute each and every one of you. Bishop Adesina, good morning to you there as well. Koikimedia, good morning. Mr. Frank Davis, good morning. To Felix all the way in Aberdeen, massive good morning to you. And to all the Ghanaians who went to the polls, well, we're still waiting for the EC to come and do their declaration. So we are still waiting. To every one of you listening to us in Syria this morning as well, we salute each and every one of you. Well, a new day, a new dawn. Is it the same template? What we saw in Libya, what we saw in Iraq? Is that what is going to happen? So that's a lot more that we're going to be looking at this morning. But wherever you are this morning, tune in to listen to us. Let me say it once again. Welcome on board. This is Star Radio UK, and this is the morning show.
I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Okay, so by way of program, I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast to follow suit, then the travel update. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, and that is known as the global trotting. Then from there, we'll continue having a updates from Nigeria. Hopefully by that time we'll have NGOZI. Yes, let me just pronounce the name that way. She will come and give you her full credentials there. Who is the Chief of Staff of the United States of Biafra, also joining in with Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI, bringing you all the updates from Nigeria. Let me say good morning to Attack Kofi as well this morning. Attack Kofi, I hope you are doing very well today. Yes, so wherever you are, I will plead with you to still continue with us. Don't touch the dial. Yes, we're going to be bringing you everything from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, as I would say all the time. So once again, welcome there, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so whilst we still go on, lots of setups going on there behind the scenes. Miss Gold, good morning to you. It's been a while. I hope you are doing very, very well. Yes, and every one of you who is listening to us on all the sister broadcast platforms, Yoruba Nation platform, Koikimedia platform, and all those of you listening to us on the from the United States of Biafra platform as well. I salute each and every one of you. And once again, I say welcome to the program. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. Okay, let's kick off. So what is the code for the day for today, the 9th day of December? Again, how was your weekend though? How was your weekend? Well, whatever it is, some way, somehow, you still survived, right? So, you are the champion. I like that tune. You are the champions, my friend. Yes. So, yeah, we made it some way, somehow. Okay. Now, the quote for the day says, a humble person may not end up on the top of the ladder, but is more likely to have a truly successful life because he's more likely to succeed in the things that matter the most. What do you think about that? It's quite an interesting one there. Yeah? Okay. Welcome on board, welcome on board, welcome on board. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Still waiting for the invite to come through from NGOZI's team. Okay. All right then. Let's move on. Okay. And as I did say, so we'll continue from there. Today we're not going to be having HR in the Parliament on Career 101 because we've got a very packed program, so we're not going to be having her on. But after we've had Ms. OLAYOMI KOIKI bringing you the updates, and then we've had NGOZI as well, we'll be moving on to other parts of the world. Like I said, in Ghana, they had elections, and up to now, I don't know, unless the few moments when I came on air, I've not received the updates yet, but the EC has not declared. However, one of the contenders, or the vice president who was contesting for or running on the ticket of the ruling party has actually accepted defeat there and congratulated his opponent, that is the former president John Mahama. But we yet to have the EC coming to declare who has actually won. So we'll be looking at that as well. And then we have another issue where in Syria, well, yesterday we had a situation where Assad had been toppled and he's out of the country. There are some cavalier ways where people are saying, well, he was, whether he had a plane crash or there was something, and that now he's in Russia and all that bit that is going on. But again, is it not the same template that was used in Libya, in Iraq, where they pulled statues down? It was just a vivid picture of what was happening at the time, and then they were going on and on and on. But you ask yourself the question, what exactly is going to be going on there? We're going to be telling you more about all that. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. It is all coming your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so this and a lot more going to be coming your way. As I did say, we'll show some of the things, but we'll bring it during the course of the program. Nigeria's senior lawyer, Afe Bababo Lola, ex-president Obasanjo, bought Nigerian Court of Appeal ruling with 30 million cash in 2004. WikiLeaks alleges. Now, WikiLeaks, but you want to know more, we're going to be talking more about all that. But for the moment, let me go to my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI, who is also joined in so that he can bring his salutation as well, as we do our best to see if we could get the NGOZI on as well. Omobolaji, good morning. It's Mr. Archie and Mr. Koiki of Koikimedia. My regards to Miss Gold and Chief of Army's Chief of Staff, Biafra land. God bless everyone. God bless you too, my brother. Thank you. Oh, Omobolaji, thank you there. But let me go to Mr. OLAYOMI Koiki, who has joined in this morning. Yomi, let me say good morning to you.
Well, it is a very good morning, and I hope you can hear me loud and clear back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Very good morning to you, Mr. Archie, and a very beautiful morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe, and also those that have joined us from back home, which is 1 hour ahead of time, and it's exactly 12 p.m. local time in the Biafra time as well. But again, it is a beautiful day, another week, and the Yoruba will say, Ojo Aje, let today make it for us.
Well, today will definitely make it for us, as Yomi has said that. But wherever you are listening to us from, do us a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages there as well. Okay, so now let me go straight. We're doing our best, as I did say earlier on, to get NGOZI on, but until we get her on, we'll continue with the conversation. How was the weekend, and how is the family, and how is everything there?
Well, the weekend was as packed as usual, and the reason why it's always packed is especially when you are so engaged, with the world event that is unfolding, and these are unfolding at a very fast pace. And that means that we have to monitor the situation and also spend as time, with the loved one, which is also very critical and important, because they say, when the loved ones are doing very well, you're likely to have a good health as well. And yesterday, I had the privilege to touch down, to see my mom, and then some other areas. And I think I did watch a bit of the football, just the result, but I didn't know what was the end game, because I knew it was about 2-1 to Tottenham, but I'm not sure what was the final score. We're back again this morning as usual, and that means that there's still a lot of work to be done. And the reason why we are doing this work is to make sure that our people around the world, knows what is happening, and we keep them up to date as quickly as possible.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI for you. We are doing our best to get NGOZI on, as I've said, but for now, we'll continue with some of the stories making the rounds here. But interestingly, let's touch on something that is not directly reflective on Nigeria or Ghana or Africa per se, though we have people from there. Let's look at what is happening in Syria. Okay, now if you remember, when Gaddafi was toppled, we saw the same template. Now, when Saddam Hussein was toppled, the same template. Now, what do you think is happening? And then again, we'll have the issue where we have in the UK, and they'll say, people are crossing the channel to come in. And you see that most of these people are coming from war-torn or displaced. They are displaced people who are trying to cross over to this part of the world. How do you see the whole thing, and what do you think about it, and its impact or reflection on Africa as well?
Well, the request has been sent. Maybe you want to keep checking as well. Okay. In terms of the, the situation in Syria, it depends on the, the side of the story that you're listening to. And some of us are more worried, especially as Africans, because whatever is happening in the Middle East can also quickly, fall into the situation in Africa. And the reason for that is, we know that as many Syrians, have been subjected to, dehumane, and so many other crises that has occurred. But who is pushing the narrative? Is it the Western part of the world that is pushing the narrative? Is it the globalists that is pushing the narrative? Or is it the ISIS that is also behind this as well? Let's look at Assad himself. Assad, took over from his father, somebody that's schooled here in the UK. So in as much as even things might not be what he would have met on the ground, you would have thought maybe things would have been better. But when you have, one particular ethnic group that wants to dominate, the others, which is exactly what is playing out in Nigeria right now. We have, the Fulanis that are dominating, the other ethnic indigenous people, and that is creating a lot of frictions for the last 6 decades after, the British, colonized and gave us independence. So what is playing out again is, I've seen jubilation around the world, and I've also listened to the other side of those that are well concerned of the region. I've looked at the video where some of those, rebels are now saying that they'll be facing the other part of Israel. I saw Israel, now put in the 50 years agreement that they have, on hold while they defend the Goliath area as well. So the question is, as I was saying this morning, in as much as Libya doesn't have a government in place for a very long time, many Nigerians that have traveled to Libya are still able to build at least a bungalow in Nigeria, compared to a Nigerian living in Nigeria cannot build a bungalow. So could it be that many Nigerians might end up in Syria if that would be the case? Because we saw that even after Gaddafi, many Africans were flying down there, but maybe some might say it is easier to cross to the European country. But one thing is, we do not know what is next line for Syria as Assad has finally left after so many years in power.
Well, listeners, Star Radio UK, as we're saying, we're doing our best to connect NGOZI. So as I'm working on it, but we'll go to some of the story that's making the rounds. I will allow Yomi to be bringing you more of that. We're talking about corruption in Nigeria. We have the former president, Obasanjo, who seemed to be chastising the government most of the time, saying, you didn't do that, you didn't do that, you didn't do that. But there's some information coming through is saying that they have to bribe their way in Nigeria. 2004, 30 million cash. Naira cash there. So can you tell us more about that? There's a leakage from WikiLeaks, though. Yeah.
Well, let's go back to this story about Afe Babalola. And the thing is that when somebody comes into the limelight, people dive more into to know their background. So since the, Afe Babalola and Dele Farotimi issues has been playing out, over a week now, more information continue to ravel out. Afe Babalola was very close during the government of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo. But according to the WikiLeaks alleges that the Nigerian senior lawyer Afe Babalola and the ex-president of Obasanjo literally bought Nigerian Court of Appeal ruling with 30 million naira each to 5 judges, which is about $220,000 as at the time. A WikiLeaks classified United States diplomatic cable has exposed how Nigerian senior lawyer Chief Afe Babalola and former President Olusegun Obasanjo way back in 2004 allegedly purchased a Court of Appeal ruling that ensured that Adamawa State Governor Boni Aruna remain in office.
So the bribery and all those influencing has not been something that had gone on script. I mean, they have all been involved in it. But what do you think? Okay.
Well, I'm just getting update that apparently Chelsea won the game, and Tottenham lost that game. And I'm not sure how the game turned around, but, that is what football is all about. Thank you so much, Omobalaji Abdullahi, for the update.
Okay, Omobalaji, thank you. I will still go on whilst I try to get the connection through. Anti-corruption war should begin with accountability from the top. We have Obasanjo coming in now to come and say that. And he's saying that the former president is saying that tackling the corruption at the highest levels of leadership will set an example. For sure. I mean, if you want to go to justice, you have to go, with clean hands. Okay? So if you want to tell people that, look, we are the ones who are fighting corruption, then definitely we come with clean hands. We set an example of ourselves. So why not? Why is he saying so?
Well, again, let's fast forward after Obasanjo left office. The former president says that tackling corruption at the highest level of leadership will set an example for others and demonstrate the government commitment. Well, when you look at the first headline that we talked about in 2004, maybe Obasanjo has become a repentant individual, but the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, has now emphasized that the battle against corruption can only be effective and successful if it begins with accountability among the top government officials. He was actually, talking about these, on Sunday yesterday night during an interactive section on Zoom tag Boiling Point Arena that was hosted by a private radio station in Abeokuta, Ogun State. The conversation, which was aired by some private radio station, focused on Obasanjo's legacy in the government and his assessment of today's Nigeria. Many people have actually questioned Obasanjo, especially not just during when he came back in 1999, but during the military time that he was in power. But Obasanjo says that the best way of fighting corruption is starting from the head. That is where corruption has to be fought from, he said.
Okay, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Just bear with us whilst we try to get NGOZI on. Okay, we still got Mr. OLAYOMI Koiki. A few technical hitches there, but we will definitely resolve it. You believe us now. Okay, blessing. Oh, say Dr. NGOZI is here trying to link to your account. Okay, tell Dr. NGOZI to use the first account that she sent. Yes. I know Yomi is sending that information through to her. Yomi, check the information I sent to you. That one I could get her on. Yeah, and I sent a request on that one, so they can use that one instead if setting up on the others is giving them a bit of an issue there. But ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, it's quite interesting. But UK has granted 300,000 new visas to Nigerians in the last couple of years. That's what an envoy is saying. That's the British envoy or the British High Commissioner in Nigeria, Montgomery, hailed the contribution of Nigerians in the UK and described their efforts as incredibly important. Well, it's easier said than done. We say that, and the next moment you go to the workplaces, and when you go to the home office and stuff like that, you see them behaving. I mean, you look at the way at times they treat us, and they think that we are second-class human beings. Let me put it that way. But do you think they are doing the right thing? And the fact that we are turning all our doctors and our nurses and not creating a enabling environment for our people to work in, do you think that is good or not? But Yomi, yes, 300,000 Nigerians in here in the UK. Now, how has it impacted the country?
Well, I think, if the numbers can be increased, more Nigerians will still want to leave the offshore of Nigeria. And the reason for that is because of the, this instability in Nigeria. The economic is biting and many people want to japa. And like I always say, if you have the means and you have the right qualification, you have the right network, like some of us have done in the past, please do not let anybody, tell you not to do so. But the question is, for how long are we going to experience, many Nigerians traveling, because of the insecurity, the future, education, and many other jobs opportunity. But the UK it's not actually new, but it's not been there for a long time. We're talking about the new ambassador, Dr. Richard Montegori, hailed the contributions of Nigerians in the UK and described their effort as incredibly important. So that means that the UK needs Nigerians, but the question is, in what sector? Are we talking about the research sector? Are we talking about in the government? Are we talking about in areas that could be of impact to Nigeria and those that are traveling? No. The UK needs Nigerians that are coming here to support the healthcare system. We have many of our doctors that have traveled out of Nigeria. We have many of our nurses that have left the Africa from Nigeria to live in the UK and support the NHS. But the United Kingdom says it has actually granted 300,000 new visas. And the UK says he has actually granted 300,000 new visas to Nigerians in the last couple of years. While there are claims in some quarters that the UK immigration policies are harsh, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Dr. Richard Montegori, says the country is a major beneficiary of the UK visa policies. I have to contest this picture because the UK in the last couple of years have granted around 300,000 new visas to Nigerians, which far exceed any other visa relation which Nigeria has with any other country. He said it on Monday. The trend has been really positive post-Brexit. Nigeria has been a major beneficiary of the post-Brexit migration visa rules. The question then is, at what point do this continue? According to him, Nigerians account for 10% of the visa granted by the UK in the last 2 years. So I would like to emphasize how the huge relationship, it also outstripped any other visa relationship that Nigeria has with any other single country. Well, you might want to understand that because Nigeria is still part of a country that was put together by the British. But he also went further that the right documentation will give you the opportunity of getting your visa approved from the UK.
Okay, listeners, Star Radio UK. Whilst I try to add NGOZI to the conversation this morning, just bear with me whilst I try to do that now. Yes, NGOZI, just hold on for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's gone exactly quarter past 11 here in London. I don't know where NGOZI is speaking from, but she's going to be telling you more about all that. So wherever you are, don't tap the dial. We take a quick commercial and then we'll bring NGOZI on. So Yomi, everybody just hold on for a moment. A quick commercial, we'll be back with you.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You're stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. Okay, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, Yomi, you know what? You have Ngozi's daughter's picture in the background. So can you change it? So can you change it?
You mean from my end?
Yes, from your end. Yes. I was talking. Ngozi was communicating with me. That's
okay.
Good.
All right. Let's.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's. Well, not this one, right?
Okay. I don't know whether. Yeah, I think this is the one that. Ngozi, is that the right one?
No, I think that is coming from her.
No, this one is okay. I think the one that came in with the Skype.
The Skype.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay, good. Do you want to turn your camera on?
No, I can't turn my camera.
Okay, fine. That is okay. That's okay. I just wanted your
camera to my phone has a little problem right now. Sorry about that.
No problem. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. On Monday, the 9th of December 2024. And we, as we did say, we have our special guest who is joining us this morning in the person of Ngozi. But I would like to introduce herself. But first of all, let me go to Yomi, who facilitated the whole issue. Over to you, Yomi.
Let's first appreciate Dr. Ngozi ORABUEZE of the United States of Biafra Chief of Staff. We would like to say big thank you for joining us on our network, and we are privileged to host you on this platform, Star Radio UK, the 9th, 12th, 2024. It's a privilege after a very busy convention, and I'm sure there will be quite a few things that you would like to share with us. But the most important thing is, on behalf of myself and your team that facilitated this, I know it's been back and forth, but we're grateful to host you, and we hope that we can get more engagement, maybe not from you, maybe somebody that you might give us, because it is important that you allow us to tell the world our story in the way we want it. And that's the reason why we wanted to reach out to you, which is exactly what we've done. So thank you so much. I'll come back to you, Mr. Archie, where we continue the program again.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. As we did say earlier on, we'll only be having Dr. Ngozi's voice on. But am I allowed to call you Dr. Ngozi?
Yes, that's fine.
Good. Now, can you just introduce, for the sake of, because we have people listening to us worldwide, for the sake of our listeners and viewers, can you introduce yourself to them, please?
All right. Thank you so much, Star Radio UK and Koikimedia. It is an honor to be here with you all today. My name is Dr. Ngozi ORABUEZE. I am the Chief of Staff to the United States of Biafra. And I am happy to be in your midst this morning. Thank you.
Good, good. Thank you very much. Well, first of all, let's talk about Biafra. I will hand some of the questions over to Yomi to do it. But let's talk about the United States of Biafra. Now, some have been talking about it. Oh, it's been in existence some time ago, in 1967, thereabout. Can you give us a bit of a background to it?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. As many will be aware, the United States of Biafra was redeclared in Finland this period on November the 29th, 2024. We've had a long history, long background, emanating from the Biafra Nigerian War, the Civil War between 1967 and 1970, where we suffered a lot of casualties from the Nigeria state. A lot of our children were killed by starvation by the Nigeria state. It was kind of a mass genocide where we lost over 3 million Biafrans in that war. And some of the reasons that caused that war is still in existence till today. And that is why when that war ended, I know that the Nigerian state and their leaders, they told them that if they don't correct those injustices, those unfairness, those treatment they meted out to Biafrans at that period, that their children of all those soldiers they killed.
Hello?
In the Nigerian state. That's exactly what happened in Finland on November the 29th. Between November 29th and December the 3rd, we had a 5-day conference in Finland. And the major reason for that conference was to declare Biafra, which has been done officially. So the injustices meted out to Biafrans, and again, our sovereignty, and we've met all the conditions to be a full nation. Biafra has met that. So it is based on that we were able to come down together to Finland under the leadership of our Excellency, our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and then our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. We were able to come down to Finland to declare our independence. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that brief introduction. Let me put it that way. But again, we're talking. You did mention Simon Ekpa. You did talk about Nnamdi Kanu there as well. And we are looking at all this one. And we are looking at another situation where we talked about the marginalization of various communities. So we have the Yoruba nation who are saying, no, we think that we are not being treated fairly. Now we have the Biafrans or the Southeast who are also saying we are not being treated fairly. And we've got places in Nigeria where people are saying, no, they are not content with what is happening. We'll talk about the amalgamation, the bringing together of Nigeria. And people are thinking, no. There's something that has gone wrong. Okay, now, so do you think that you are at that particular place? And what is your quest now? Is it that you want Nnamdi Kanu to be released? Or do you want Simon Ekpa to be able to come to Nigeria? What exactly do you people want?
The independence of Biafra has nothing to do with an individual. Biafra has met all the criteria to be a nation. Self-determination is a right that the people have to decide and choose how to govern themselves, who to govern them. Those rights are inalienable rights that are bestowed on the individuals. It is left for the people to come together and decide who and choose who they want to rule them. That is called self-determination. Mm-hmm. So Biafrans have come together to do that through a process of self-referendum, which is still going on, even as we speak. Today is Monday. Most of the offices and homes and banks and schools are shut down in Biafra territory voluntarily. Biafrans want to do this because they do not want to be part of the Nigerian state anymore. The Nigerian state have tried to stop, like the Monday sit at home. Their cohorts and their partners in the Southeast governors have tried to do that. But Biafrans have refused. They come together and they believe in our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and they believe in our leader Nnamdi Kanu. They believe in themselves to govern themselves. And that is why they continue to sit at home every Monday. And nobody will stop that until Biafra is fully secured from the Nigerian terrorist state.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me go to my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. OLAYOMI Koiki, who is also on, and I know he's got lots of questions there he's going to be asking. But Shame, you are there, good morning to you. You're saying that, and to all of you, the various people, the many of you who are on the various platforms that we are broadcasting on. I salute each and every one of you. So now, Yomi, take over.
Thank you so much, Chief of Staff, Dr. NGOZI ORABUEZE, and once again, it's a privilege, that I was able to engage you at just immediately after, the information that was trickling out. First, can you give us, what is the situation, with the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, because a lot of our people around the world, and I'm not just talking about the Biafra now, I'm talking about those that believe in the self-determination from the Yorubas, are worried, are concerned, because just few days before the biggest event of the time, was there any information that it will be picked up, it will be interrogated? A lot of information were traveling around. I know you've spoken about it, but for the privilege of those that are listening to us on this network today, what is the current situation with the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is hale and happy, in high spirit. What happened was, like you rightly said, before the few days before our declaration in Finland, there was this some flimsy report from some local, I believe they are Biafrans that were paid by the Nigerian agent in Finland to complain that our Prime Minister is inciting us. That is inciting people. They also initially added something to the effect of terrorism, but eventually they dropped that and said, well, Simon Ekpa has nothing to do with terrorism. But they think he's inciting us. And where is that inciting coming from? They believe that he's in Finland, but when he gives orders, even all the Nigerian, all the Biafran Nigerian governors inside the Biafra state, they follow that order. So it is just a ploy by the Nigerian government using their local agents, local Biafran agents that work for them, which we already know is going to be like that, to try to, briefly disrupt what we are doing. Because they think that if they claim that our PM is inciting us, so they think that maybe by inviting Prime Minister and restricting him from talking to us, we are not going to be incited. But they all failed. They've discovered that even while they restricted, PM has not committed any crime. He's not been accused of any offense. I just want that to be clear out in the public. But apart from the political, it looks like something more politically motivated, because there's no crime, there's no charge, nothing. They just keep saying they're investigating, which the whole world has been hearing. So what are you investigating? Okay. So let's have a formal case between the Nigerian government, Biafra, and Finland. And our Prime Minister has always said he's looking forward to a day like this, where he is going to be in the court, in a formal court with the Nigerian state. So they believe that if they restrict our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, that is going to stop the declaration of Biafra. But Biafrans trooped all over the world into Finland, over 1,500 individuals. And we have declared our nation, United States of Biafra. So exactly that is what the facts are. And then whatever they feel about the investigation or his inciting, it's not going to change a single thing. Our Prime Minister is never inciting us. What Biafrans are doing is what we've decided to do. We've decided to exit a country that rehabilitates and reintegrates non-terrorists into the army, into the police, into the security apparatus, and they send them down to Biafra land to be killing our people just for talking about Biafra? In what country do you see in the world when somebody say, I'm a Biafran, the police, the terrorist police Nigerian government sent to Biafra land, they will take them away, kill them. We have forceful disappearances of our youth. So that's exactly the fact on ground. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Quite a lot of people around the world are waking up, to understand, that the Biafra declaration has happened. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. But my question is, how do you want to gain this recognition? And because the recognition is very important, we saw the Eritrea and Ambazonia, the first two, to give their recognition. What other countries are we expecting as we're going into the new year in 2025 that might be given that recognition, that might be of benefit to the, United States of Biafra?
Thank you so much for that question. Again, some people may not be aware, but everything that has led to the United States of Biafra declaration and independence has already been pre-planned by the Prime Minister, even for the past 1 year. So there's nothing new that is coming into the declaration or our recognition by the world leaders. Every step of the way, all the people that matters, our alliances in different parts of the world, including the United States of America, we have been in talk with them. Some of these alliances have been created. We have our lobbyists in Washington, D.C. that have presented our case to so many congressmen and women in the American Congress. And most of them, for the first time, was made to be aware of what Biafrans have been going through, and they fully support us. A couple of them were in Finland when we did our declaration, and they supported what we are doing. So yes, the next level is to continue to work on that international recognition, but our Prime Minister knows that the declaration, independence and restoration, full restoration of Biafra is a multifaceted approach. We're using the political aspect, we're using the self-determination, we're using the self-defense, where we do not allow people to come and kill us by the Nigerian state and get away with it, invade our land, kill our women, rape our women, and kill our children, burn our homes, burn our businesses, and nobody is held accountable for that. Nigerian state thinks it's okay, it's normal. You just go into their homes, you burn their homes, you burn their businesses, you kill and you abduct their citizens, lock them up in prisons, in courts, in the northern part of Nigeria, in the western part of Nigeria, where they do not have any access to attorneys and legal personnel representing them. So there are different approaches that the PM is using in the restoration of Biafra. We have used that. We will continue to use that. We will continue to self-defend our people, and we'll continue to push locally and internationally to get the alliances we need. Thank you.
One more question before I give it back to Archie. The federal government of Nigeria, have you notified them after the declaration of these latest development? I know that it's not new to the federal government. There was a kidnap of the leader of the IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from Kenya. This has changed since the 29th, like you said. And a lot of people were also, two questions I'm going to put together. Has the federal government been notified? Because that is going to be, I believe, the United Nations, expectation, between the government of the USB and the federal government. Have you, I'm talking about the government of the USB. Have you notified the federal government after the 29th of the declaration? And what led to the change of date from 29th to the 2nd? Because the expectation was it was all going to happen on the 2nd, but we've played that video just earlier. I won't have the time to do that again this morning. But that whole system change, was it because Simon Ekpa was invited, or was it part of the plan just to put things in a different format, for the world to see? Because the expectation was December 2nd. So have you notified the federal government of Nigeria? And what led to the change of date from the 29th to the 2nd, or from the 2nd back to the 29th? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let me start by telling you that the independence of the United States of Biafra is not dependent on Nigerian government. Let me make that clear. The self-determination of a people does not depend on the perpetrator of the crime. Nigerian government was fully aware of all the criminal activities that the state was performing in the Biafra territory. So to answer that, we have our international lawyers, we have our local lawyers that are working on that post-declaration, and they'll be issuing the appropriate papers to the appropriate quarters in regards to and in respect to the full independence of the United States of Biafra. Yes, they are working on that, but is there something Nigerian government must approve for Biafra? No, they do not have the power. So that's the answer to that. The second one is that the Biafrans decided to redeclare on the 29th of November, based on some of the security reports we had while we were in Finland, and also based on the unpredictability of anybody or anywhere, based on what they did to our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Remember, the Nigerian government went to Kenya and forcefully extradited Nnamdi Kanu to the DSS dungeon in Nigeria. And why are they still holding him in Nigeria today? Despite even United Nations have told them to leave him, despite about 2-3 courts in Nigeria have told them to leave him. Have they done that? So Nigeria is a lawless state. They don't follow the rule of law. They don't obey the laws. So anybody expecting Nigeria to say anything good about Biafra or conform to laws, I think the person needs to have a rethink. So we decided to change that date based on the security report we got and based on the best interest of Biafra. That was why we moved it from the previous date to November 29th. Thank you.
All right. Let
Archie take over from there.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, our special guest NGOZI, Dr. NGOZI, she's allowed me to call her that. And Ms. OLAYOMI KOIKI, we're bringing you updates. Now we're having a special time with her for her to now give us some information pertaining to what the United States of Biafra is all about, so that the world as a whole will know. But let me quickly read some of the comments that have come through. Dorothy Anthony is saying that, good morning, my honorable chief of staff, and Francis Oke say Biafra is our nation in Dubuisi. Just bear with me. Onyenso says, thanks to my COS, Dr. NGOZI, and then also Chizoba is a all hail Biafra. Dorothy Anthony goes further to say, welcome Biafrans all over the world. Stay strong and resolute. God is in control and will lead us to the end. Thanks to me, Dragon Lady, COS, and then Naira Frank says also, good morning to all of us there. And in Dubuisi is also. So let the comments come through. I'll do my best to see as the program goes on to read more of it. Star Radio UK. Now, NGOZI, Dr. NGOZI, let me come to one of the things that some when we talk about recognition, where I'm looking at Basil, good morning to you as well. Now, we don't need Nigeria per se to say that they will recognize you, but you need the international community to say, like we have the UK, we have the US, we have some of the other countries. I don't know whether Finland even is in support of you. Okay, so we that's where Yomi was asking that question from. That apart from the federal government, whatever they do, because we know that they are just trying to hold you people together, whether you like it or not. But do you think that you need? Let's quickly bring that one in. I think sometime in November, is it Yomi? Is it November, October, when yourself and Dr. Sunday Adeyomi Igboho went to number 10 Downing Street to present a letter to the government of the UK. So virtually saying that you need to recognize us, you need to listen to us.
On the 12th of October.
12th of October. Thank you very much. So have you done anything of the sort? No, we know that some people, some individuals in the US came to the Finland conference. However, has there been any statement from the US or any of the countries around the world to say we support this quest or we need to look into it?
Again, like I said before, we are in communication with our allies. I'm not going to start mentioning the names of the countries here, but I promise you, like I said, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has set most of these things in place even before the incident, even before our declaration. And the attorneys involved, they are working day and night to bring the necessary documents to the right tables and all that. So we just have to give them time to do their job, and then we will continue to use the other aspects which we have already established in our nation to continue to protect our citizens from the terrorist state of Nigeria and continue to work closely with our attorneys that are working with our allies. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Olakunle, yay, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very well. So God bless you, the United States of Biafra and Yoruba Nation. No going back. Basil Chiwoke says, never you back down. Ma, keep it up. So, yes. And then Godfrey Ezenwa says, our lioness, right on. So, we're doing our best to bring you everything that has been captured there, but continue to post your comments there. Those that we'll be able to read, we'll read them. But one other question that someone is asking here is that, should the federal government in Nigeria say, we want to give you a chance to have a referendum, would that satisfy you so that we have your community saying that, look, this is it. Do we want self-actualization, or our own independent, having our own country, or we still want to belong to the big Nigeria? What do you think?
You remember that we already have a self-referendum. We had our votes. Biafrans have casted their votes, where over 50 million Biafrans have agreed to exit Nigeria. We conducted different polls. And like I said, the Monday sit at home, which is ongoing right now, is also part of that referendum, where Biafrans have categorically stated they do not want to be part of Nigeria. So that has already been done. And there are several reports by the ORB, the Council of the Emerging States in Africa. Most of them have confirmed that self-referendum as legitimate. And based on that and all the factors that Biafrans have taken, our Prime Minister have instituted, we've been able to declare our independence. The documents are there. The people have spoken, and there's just nothing that is going to be done about that again. We have, even before our Prime Minister and our leader, they kind of come to this, we've been trying to beg the Nigerian government that we need a referendum vote in the Biafra territory. We've requested that for many, many years. Over the past, we've constantly, even at a point, I know our leader Nnamdi Kanu was even, trying to see if the Biafra region we can rule ourselves, but they refused. So all the things we've put in place, we followed every peaceful means to make sure that Biafra becomes a full-fledged state. And remember, Biafra was a state between 1967 and 1970. So it's not as if there's something new that we are doing. We are just redeclaring that state. Now, giving more information to world leaders on what happened that time, the injustices, the marginalization, the way Nigerian government comes in and hire terrorists to come and kill us. Some of the information that the international world leaders have right now, they do not have it in the past. Some of you know that even as of, was it not 2 years ago, when Nigerian government banned Twitter, there's suppression of the press in Nigeria. So most of the things that the world leaders have seen now, most congressmen and women have seen right now, they didn't see that in 1967 to 1970. So that is why that era of trying to do regional is gone. We've done that by ourselves. We determine we're going to rule ourselves. We're going to follow up with our attorneys that are putting the right papers in the right desk, and there's just no going there. As it stands right now, anything Nigeria, military in uniform or police, they are occupying a sovereign land. They are occupying a foreign land. And I just wish that they leave any Biafran territory immediately. They should leave immediately, because Biafra right now is a sovereign United States of Biafra. It's an independent nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK. I'll go back to Yomi, but before then, Ejike Vincent says, right on my CEO, COS, my apologies. We Biafrans are solidly behind you. We love you so much. Maxwell Dan says, we are strongly behind you, COS. David Okechukwu Israel says, I love you so much, my Deputy Prime Minister. COS Airborne Ben Ogu says, my COS, thank you for what you are doing for United States of Biafra. Omabalaji says, God bless Dr. NGOZI. God bless Mr. Archie and Mr. Koiki there as well. Thank you very much. I say Tinubu's only achievement is being the last zoological president before Biafra redeclaration and restoration. And there's lots. Shama TV, good morning to you. Antonia, Dorothy Anthony, good morning to you as well. Let your comments come through. Nelson Mark, good morning to you all there. Now, let me come back to Yomi if he has got some more information there. Over to you, Yomi.
Yeah, thank you so much. Quite a lot of concern from different sectors of indigenous people or those back in Nigeria after, the 40th state. And this is even before, the PM, was, invited. And just prior before the declaration, we saw, some of the state being mentioned. Some of these individuals linked with Biafra are rejecting being part of Biafra. What are you going to do to resolve these? We're talking about, those that are coming out to say, look, we don't want to be part of Biafra, but it seems that Biafra have taken part of what is not theirs. And I want you to clarify that. And is this the same mistake from what quarters are saying that played out, in the past when, other part of what is not Biafra was taken? And, maybe you might want to help us to clarify, because quite a lot of concern is coming from the 40th state. Dr. NGOZI ORABUEZE, the Chief of Staff on the Star Radio UK network this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Koiki. And I can tell you, as far as Biafran states, the 40 states are concerned, there's no problem from the 40 states. And anybody that approaches you and says that this part is not supposed to be Biafra, this part is not supposed.
Listeners, just bear with that. Yeah, go on. Dr. NGOZI, please go on. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go on, please.
Me?
Yes, please. We can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Thank you. As I was saying, all I can do is whoever has to give the information that this part of Biafra is not for us or that part of Biafra belongs to him, all I can do is to invite the people from that particular state where that person is making noise about. If somebody says maybe Urobesoko is not part of Biafra or Igala state is not part of Biafra, during the next interview, I'm going to invite the administrators of those states, or maybe the Urobesoko state administrator or the Igala governor, whoever. I'm going to invite them to engage whoever that is not happy with that, so that they can engage them, because those are indigenous of those states and they are full Biafrans. So it's not something just talk about on a level to just cover up. But whoever brings that information to you, just tell that person you're going to reach out to the United States of Biafra leadership, and we are going to inform the Biafrans from those states to engage that individual. That's the only way we can do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll take one more from here, Mr. Archie. And once again, we're privileged to have, the COS again. This is a privilege because history is very, very important, and we wanted, the government of the Biafra to have their say on the international forum. The question I'm going to be asking you now is, how solid is the current state of the cabinet? Just after the convention, and as it stands today, And the reason for that is because there's quite a lot of things happening on social media. I will not bring everything on the forum here. I'm sure you're quite aware of what I'm trying to explain there. How solid is the cabinet? Because in every government, whether it's the new government, the previous government, we must have the cabinet that are strong enough, to continue the vision, especially that the PM is not around at the moment. How solid is the cabinet right now, today?
Thank you so much. The United States of Biafra cabinet is as solid as ever. Again, like I told you, before the declaration of the United States of Biafra, our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, has laid down the full structure, the full line of actions towards the restoration and leadership of the United States of Biafra. So anything about the structure, the cabinet is as strong and as solid as the PM left it. Anything you see from the social media that is not in line with what the leadership is talking about is just mere distractions. We see that every now and then when there's a little gap, people, try to utilize opportunity just to create some little chaos here and there. But those are some of the things we call distraction, and we don't even want to go there. But as far as the cabinet of the United States of Biafra is concerned, everything is in full force. We recently announced the 24 secretaries of different departments in Biafra. Most of them have swung into action, establishing the different units and the different departments that is going to work, help them achieve the goals of Biafrans. We are more focused on that. And those are clear directives given by our Prime Minister. So we are fully in line, and those secretaries, most of them have taken their positions in different places. I just encourage Biafrans and the world to familiarize themselves with the new cabinet members and continue to work with them. But as far as the cabinet is concerned for the United States of Biafra, there's nothing has moved, nothing has changed. Unless those have not really been following our Prime Minister or have been following, and maybe they have a different agenda. But as far as this government is concerned, the United States of Biafra, every structure is solidly in place. Thank you.
I'll hand over back again to Mr. Archie on the other side.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Exactly about 7 minutes to the top of the hour. That's 7 minutes to 12 here in London, and in Nigeria it will be 7 minutes to 1. And wherever you are across the globe, just continue to send your comments through. We will not be able to read all, but let me acknowledge Ben Ogu and Ndubuisi Onyensu. Okay, I hope I'm not massacring the names there. But it's been a pleasure having Dr. NGOZI ORABUEZE with us. She is the Chief of Staff of the United States of Biafra. And we hope that this will not be the last time we're going to be having her on, but we'll give her the opportunity as and when she have in communication, she'll be able to come on and share their part or what their intentions are with you, our lovely and cherished listeners. But Dr. NGOZI, one thing that I will want from you is to address your the Biafrans as a whole. If this is the first time, or those who, as Yomi was saying, are not sure of the path, what we are doing, and we know the sit at home is affecting economy, the local economy and stuff like that. But if any one of them is listening to you this morning, can you give them a message that will let them know that this is a worthy cause that we need to follow?
Yes, thank you so much. And again, Biafrans are in very, very good spirit. The Biafrans have been following. Remember, in every struggle to independence, there will be some people who will continue to sabotage that struggle. They may come in different shapes and forms, different ideas, but at this point, Biafrans are more sensitized on what the leadership is doing. My encouragement to Biafrans is to continue to do what you've been doing. which is aspiring for our nation, which we've gotten right now. Nothing changes. Do not be discouraged. The worst case scenario is over. And that case was when they think that if they limit our prime minister from contacting us, that we are not going to declare Biafra. That was the gravest one I think they could have done. But if they did not achieve in that, then that is there's nothing else that can stop us. So Biafrans are fully aligned with our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and with our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. And the true Biafrans, I keep saying the true Biafrans, will continue to push steadily the same way we are doing until our land is fully secured. And like I've said, there might be some individuals who has been sabotaging this struggle, even from our leader Nnamdi Kanu's time. We know their story. These are people, they claim, they think, they will preach, they're looking for Biafra, they are fighting for Biafra restoration. But they will still go behind and be bribed up and be brought over by the Nigerian government using probably maybe the Southeast governors, the South governors, their agents on ground. So we are going to continue to have individuals like that, but they are minimizing, they are getting smaller in number. As Biafrans are rising, we are discovering these individuals. And once we discover these individuals, they have the choice to know. We know what they are doing. And it is for their own interest to stop interfering in the real restoration of Biafra. So true Biafrans really know what is going on. So anybody you see out there singing a different song, they were never meant for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yomi, I know that you've got your last comment,
yes,
but hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute.
To say thank you so much to the COS on behalf of myself and my team here, which is the Koikimedia team and the Star Radio. Once again, it's been a privilege. Let's put this there, for the Yorubas, what advice, those that are agitating, for the right of the self-determination, the Yorubas, what advice would you share, as an independent sovereign state now? What advice would you give to any Yorubas that is out there, whether that believes in the movement or those that believe in it are still looking forward to more engagement with the USB? What advice will you share? And that will be my last question. And thank you so much for being part of the program this morning on the 9th, 12, 2024 from London. And I'll say thank you so much, Dr. NGOZI ORABUEZE.
All right. Thank you so much, Koiki. Again, what I have to say is that the freedom of every group, the freedom of the people depends on the people. These individuals that cause all this chaos inside Nigeria, these individuals that manipulate the people, these individuals that brings in terrorists to go and invade the communities and kill their people and take over their homes, they are less than 1% of Nigerians. They are less than 1%. So the people have to make up their mind that they want to be independent from this terrorist state of Nigeria. Nobody can do it for them. It's not even only the Oduduwas, the Arawas. They are being killed in hundreds by this reintegrated terrorists of the Nigerian government. So when a government cannot safeguard the lives of the people, the properties of the people, when a government can no longer protect the citizens, then it is right time for the people to rise up. Moreover, our population in Nigeria is so much. We're talking about 200 and something million. Meanwhile, some countries in Europe, even Gambia, they have about 1.something million. Some populations in Europe and some Western countries, some of them are just like 5 million, 10 million, 15 million. And we are talking about over 200 million people down together, practicing two different religions, Sharia in the north, Christianity in the south. No right to respect, trying to Islamize the country. Nigeria has been forcefully being Islamized. For those of you that are listening that do not know, When did the Christians give approval for Nigeria to become an Islamic state? But Britain knows Britain was part of the people that Islamized and made Nigeria an Islamized country. So who are we afraid of? Our greatest fear is ourselves. I'm just advising them. Biafra is a free nation right now. Oduduwa need to be a free nation. Arewa need to be a free nation. Until the people start working and taking action, not just start feeling it. You must take action to be a free nation. Nigerian government and all these criminal cabals sponsoring terrorism can never give you freedom. You must take freedom by yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. Yes, Dr. NGOZI ORABUEZE, who is the Chief of Staff, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Chief of Staff of the United States of Biafra, who has been our special guest this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have posted lots of comments there, it will be difficult for me to read all that. Chinua Sunday, Alfred Matthew, and all of you, we salute you all. Every one of you who has sent messages on the various system platforms, we salute each and every one of you. But NGOZI, your last words to the wonderful listeners across the globe, not necessarily Biafrans, but anyone who is on the platform this morning, what will it be?
Yeah, first, I thank everyone for tuning into this program to listen. And again, under our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, the world really had information on the genocide, on the killings, and what is going on inside Biafra land and other parts of Nigeria. The killings, where you stay in your home, you are no longer safe. Somebody will just come in and kill you and walk away. The police will not do anything. The government will not do anything. That is no longer a country. I want to use this opportunity to thank our Biafra Defense Forces on the Biafra Navy. They are the ones that are giving us the courage to do what we do today. I thank them for their services. And I encourage everyone listening that the essence of the world is to make the world a better place. Nigerian government can never make the world a better place. That is why anywhere you see the world talking about peace, Nigeria will never be there. Talking about human rights, Nigeria will never be there. Talking about anything that will make the world a better place, you will never see Nigeria's name there. No country will approve them. So the information the world have right now have given them a true picture that Nigeria is a failed state. So the earlier the individuals start working to free themselves from this shackle, the better for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We hope, like we said earlier on, it wouldn't be the last time that you join or come to this platform to come and share your take. We want to assure you that we're giving you this platform. Anytime you are ready, you want to come on, Yomi is there, get in touch, and then we will make sure that your voice is heard. Efeanyi, good morning to you, and thank you very much. And to every one of you, as I said, thank you very much for joining in. Yomi?
Thank you so much, Dr. NGOZI, and shout out to all those that have joined us on the sister broadcast as well. Quite a lot of members from around the world this morning, the Biafrans, the Arewas, the Oduduwa, and I hope the message is well clear from the Chief of Staff this morning. Thank you so much, Dr. NGOZI ORABUEZE, and your cabinet.
Thank you.
All right, then. Have a lovely day. Yeah, we'll catch up later. All right, then.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, exactly 5 minutes past the top of the hour, and I've still got with me my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI, but we're going to be continuing with the broadcast there, because I know that we spent normally by this time we would have finished with that bit, but we'll go back to Yomi for the rest of the story. I don't know how this is resonant or resonating on the ground in Nigeria at the moment, because this is quite a big statement that has been made. Yomi.
Well, you're quite right, and I believe as the weeks goes in, the days goes in, the month goes in, it would start trickling downward. If you look at the Finland, independent, happened just about on the 5th, just last week. And when you play back how Finland, exited Russia, during that era as well. A lot of people might disagree. Some might even call it the online nation. But one thing is, the journey have started from Finland, and the rest of those that are still not in belief might start to understand that the power is changing around the world. We saw the Syria falling apart, and as we listen to Trump, speaking that they have to dismantle these cabals in Washington D.C. Because he's not going to get involved with the situation. Let's listen to Trump here right here.
Reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled, so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies.
And you had it there, the persecution of Christians, has continued, not just in the southeast part of the country, even in the northern part. Most of the Hausa Christians continue to be suppressed, subjugated, and I believe, as many might disagree, but the reality is Nigeria is not going to be the Nigeria that we know some 40, 60 years ago, especially with the new development that is happening around the world quickly and the more engagement like what we are doing this morning, Mr. Archie.
Wow, interesting. I know that there are some stories on the that is happening on the social media that you want to talk about, but with everything going on, has the president or the presidency come out with any statement of the sort? Apart from the fact that we knew that they were trying to use extraditory whatever to get Simon Ekpa to Nigeria, which we know Nigeria has not got that extraditory treaty with them. So virtually they wouldn't, and until they decide that no, the person is not a citizen of that country, so they will also not do that. So has the government sat down to say, okay, let's wake up, there is something happening?
Well, the government seems to be naive with what is happening until, things start falling apart. The government says that Simon Ekpa was inciting violence. Well, Simon Ekpa is not in the picture, throughout the 5 days convention. And like, the COS says about 1,000 people traveled from all over the world. And they are saying that, well, if you say what Simon Ekpa is inciting, well, we are also doing the same thing that Simon is doing. And that means that, the presidency needs to set up a committee quickly, because the last thing we want to see is the Yugoslavia, there was a bloodstream. And, when I look back to, what, Professor Akintoye wrote some 2 years ago, because I know we've spent quite a lot of time already, and it says there, and I quote, Nigeria needs now the courage to dissolve peacefully. And the reason for the dissolvement is because as much as in the 70s, Nigeria became one of the leading producer and exporter of petroleum in the world, earning phenomenal revenue that made Nigeria one of the richest countries. Altogether, Nigeria seems to be heading to that success, wealth, prosperity, and power. But guess what, Mr. Archie, according to Professor Adebanjo Akintoye, unhappily, however, Nigeria lacked the inner unity and strength needed for such greatness. The hundreds of peoples of Nigeria were pushed together in the 1914 by British, were radically different in culture, political traditions, religion, attitude to religious diversity, as we saw Deborah was killed some few years back. And the attitude to modern change. A lot of us want the modern change, but some want the Sharia change. And until after the Second World War, the British did nothing to give Nigeria a unified existence. So I hope that this government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not just sit back and put it as what it used to be, in 1967. This time around is different, and many of those that believe in the cause are ready to die for the cause itself.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, Onyenso Media, good morning to you as well, for joining in as well. Yomi, yeah, just give us what is happening on the social media and other stuff that you have there, please.
Well, we just go on the social media so that we can bring it to an end. It seems that, as usual, quite a lot is trending when it comes to Nigeria. But the aspect of it is that tomorrow is another, showdown between Showore, the AAC, and Afe Babalola, because, the Showore team are saying that they're going all the way down, regardless of the threat from whether they are going to, be given the opportunity to protest in London or in Ekiti State because of a delivery to me. We talked about the issues, last week. So what is trending this morning when you go into the social media space is as many of the lockdown, this is like the third week. Simon Ekpa is not at home, but Biafrans are still sitting down as Inewi in Old Anambra State is firm and strong in legitimizing the people's will freely. Enjoy the God-given right to freedom. We are speaking loud and clear through the instrumentality of the sit at home. This is coming from many of those. Well, again, as many other activities that is happening on the social media this morning is, Aloy Ejimako posted, American military veterans of Igbo descent averred as urged Southeast governors to get serious with effort to secure the release of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazinam Dekanu. And let's take one more, as so many conversation is focusing on Syria, as many Nigerians might not be knowing as much, but it seems also that the video says tomorrow something seems to be dropping from his own end. Remember that the video has been in the picture in the last couple of weeks, from telling Africans not to return back to Nigeria to saying about the leadership problem in Nigeria. The superstar seems to have something to drop tomorrow at exactly 1800 hours.
Well, what has he got to drop tomorrow? I think we'll be monitoring it very closely and we'll let you know. But ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, and that has been Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI. Yomi, before you go.
Thank you so much to everyone that have connected to the platform this morning. The only way you can then do it to listen more to not just your chief of staff to what is happening in around the world is to follow, subscribe to the Star Radio UK, and make sure you turn the notification bell on, because like we said, we might be bringing the next person in, but you will have to know that if you have the notification on. Thank you so much, Mr. Archie, this morning, and to all the team behind the scene, from the producer to Frank Davis and the rest of those back home and the homeland. We say thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Yomi. But before I go to take a break, now Wilson Joseph say something. He said, those who call our nation USB is an online country is ignorant of the fact that the CDS of Nigeria Army has been crying due to the impact of the BDF on the terrorists in uniform. So he says, you think that we are not existing? We are. We are. And thank you very much to every one of you for your comment this morning. Yomi, thank you very much. We'll catch up later.
Bye for now, Mr. Archie.
Bye-bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African.
Well, thank you so much to everyone that have joined us on this exclusive from the Star Radio UK and the Koikimedia Network. That is how far we can take you this morning. We hope you've enjoyed the interview. And if you've done so, remember to tell somebody else. We will be back on our own other network later on for more campaign and awareness for the Yoruba Nation. But for now, thank you so much to everyone, and God bless Biafra. God bless Oduduwa. God bless Arewa. God bless Amazonia. God bless the Scottish. God bless those that want to be free from the shackles of wherever they are right now. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, and this is how far we can go this morning. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time at exactly 11 o'clock on the Star Radio UK. From Instagram to Twitter to Space to MixLR, to all those of you that join us as much as possible. Remember to follow this page, the WD76, and we can not wait for many more broadcasts to create awareness for those that are still in denial. God bless you all. Bye for now.